Astaghfirullahaladzim, Astaghfirullahaladzim, wa alayhi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Allah, 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 Allah. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah.
Well, I think what I've managed to do is turn myself into a freak, because I'm a Jewish Sufi lawyer. I mean, there aren't many of us out there. It's interesting. I would say in an outer way, my life has become much less interesting in terms of, at the surface, but my inner life has become much richer. So whereas I used to need to go out and hang out with friends or go traveling or do something, have a girlfriend, I don't know, whatever, these were all things I needed to do in order to feel whole and to feel complete. I'm now, I don't have that anymore. So now I can go home and sit and, watch TV or do my spiritual practices or read a book or something, and I feel totally fine. I mean, the word Islam, all it means is surrender. In other words, somebody who's Islamic is on a path of surrender, somebody who's trying to surrender to the will of God. It's the same as, trying to, like to say a Buddhist is on a path to enlightenment. Nobody is really Islamic, I would say. People are in the process of, they're on an Islamic path. They're trying to become more and more deeply surrendered over time. But initially, I would have just said, I'm a Sufi, I'm not Muslim. After hanging around long enough, eventually I was drawn to Islam, but not until I came to a place where I saw that there was no separation, there's no difference between Judaism and Islam. When I saw that it's really one, then I was ready to take what's called Shahada and become a Muslim. Well, I mean, obviously there are the standard Islamic misunderstandings, all Muslims are terrorists, or even that most Muslims are terrorists, or even a large, percentage, but even a substantial minority. But it wasn't an intellectual thing, like, oh, this is Islamic, and this is a bad political climate to be a Muslim, or anything like that. It was, I had fears. I had what we call pictures, prejudices. When I thought of Islam, I thought of terrorists, just like everyone else. And I could see that the people involved in this were they were like the last people on earth you'd ever be afraid of. The people who hang out on this path are pretty darn harmless. The underpinnings of all religion is the same, and particularly Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. They're so closely related, and so when you're on a deep inner Islamic path, you're really on a deep inner Jewish path too, because it's the same inner teachings. Shalom is salam, and Kudus is Kodesh. There's for every Arabic quality, divine quality of God, we would say, there's a Hebrew equivalent. It really is the same religion.